Welcome to Kalgoorlie for round 4 of the 2016 CAMD PGS Industries Western Australian Off-Road Racing Championship. Chilly conditions met the competitors as the vehicles were scrutineered on Friday night, but that didn't dampen their spirits as they were looking for a good result in the final round of the 2016 Tri-Series as well as all important WAORC points. Kalgoorlie 400 is run in a unique enduro format. Section 1 is 1 hour long, while sections 2 and 3 are both 2 hours. The aim is to complete the most amount of laps within the 5 hours of racing. For a lap to be counted, it must be completed within that section's time limits. Intermittent showers on Saturday morning made for slippery conditions as the field attacked the prologue course. The buggies and trucks charged through the purpose-built spectator sections and battled through the whoops looking for pole position. Shane Elphinstone mastered the tricky conditions, smashing the field by almost 40 seconds to take pole position.
Prologue was great. We kept it clean and as fast as we could in the spots that we could, and the rest of it was just out of control. So.
Overcast and wet conditions again graded the competitors for the 1 hour of racing in Section 1. It would turn out to be a very important section, with only the top 5 completing 2 laps within the time limit and the tricky conditions catching out many of the competitors. Brad Cooper was a notable DNF after being caught out by the slippery conditions, whilst Darren Agrella had leapfrogged Brett Smith into second place on the first lap. But neither could match the speed of Shane and Kurt Elphinstone, who were proving to be right at home in the wet and rainy conditions.
It was great actually. Yeah, got a pretty clean run considering how wet and slippery it was out there. Had a few close calls there, but come tomorrow, if it doesn't rain too much, it's going to be quite an enjoyable race.
Kalgoorlie Whoops are quickly making a name for themselves as one of the most tricky and spectacular sections on the WAORC circuit. While some effortlessly sit on top, for vehicles with limited suspension it is a massive challenge. Let's ride on board with Elphinstone Racing to see what it feels like in the buggy. As you can see, the whoops are not for the faint-hearted. Shane Elphinstone led the field away on a track that had dried substantially, leaving perfect conditions for racing come Sunday morning. Section 2 was to be a 2-hour enduro, with the top teams aiming for 5 laps of the Kalgoorlie course. Locals Jeremy Leah and Adam Flanagan were locked in a battle and closing in on the back of the podium. Shane Elphinstone lost 10 minutes with gear selection issues, but chased hard to sit third on road and pushing hard for a fifth lap. Unfortunately, engine issues forced them out in spectacular fashion. Darren Agrella pushed hard to complete a fifth lap and surge into the outright lead and win the section. Unfortunately, during the service break they discovered brake issues which would force them to park the undersided Racing Jimco and hand Brett Smith first place going into section 3. Brett Smith led the field away for the third section and set about extending his lead. Throughout the classes, battles raged on, with Gary Povar one of the big movers and shakers. After he finished no laps on Saturday, he roared back into contention with quick and consistent laps on Sunday. Jeremy Leah slowed with steering issues, eventually pulling into the pits and out of third outright. A real shame for the hard charger. Bernard Holt capitalised on Leah's woes to take third outright. Adam Flanagan threw his trophy truck around the track to claim second outright. Brett Smith in his Pro Light took the outright win and also sealed the Tri-Series, whilst competitors further back in the field were just happy to see the finish line.
Woo! Woo-hoo! That was great fun. Woo!
In the classes, Brad Cooper and Aaron Smithson recovered from day one issues to take out Pro Buggy. Brett Smith and Luke McLean dominated Pro Light to win the class. Jeremy Leah punched above his weight all weekend to take out Super 1650. Adam Flanagan finally got the monkey off his back to bring home the Extreme 2-wheel drive win. Brad Close took out the Superlight class on his WAORC debut. Graham Bentinck and Jim Ingham notched up another production 4-wheel drive class win. And Gary Povar charged hard on Sunday to win the Extreme 4-wheel drive class. Due to excessive rainfall, Round 5 of the 2016 CAMS PGS Industries WAORC has had to be relocated. Details as they come to hand will be released on www.waorc.com.